Hello everyone. Is this working? Oh hey Joseph. Welcome. Can you guys hear me well? My setup is not the best, but I think it will be serviceable. Hold on, let me check the stream on my cell phone so I can hear myself. Okay, there is a little bit of noise on the background, but I have a mute button, so if I'm not speaking for whatever reason, I will try to avoid making a lot of noise. Okay, you sound good, I can hear you. Okay. Um, so welcome everyone, welcome. As you already know, this is the stream for building the last level in Zombies Ate My Neighbors, the sequel. The hack is not ready yet, okay? We still have to implement some features, do beta testing and all that stuff. But I think it's it's I think it's a good milestone for this event. Okay, so let me pull up Necrofy. Here we go. Can you read the text well? Is the resolution correct? And is everything good? I think there is a little bit of delay in the stream. Okay, you can see the mouse, right? Looks good to me. Okay, thank you, Piranha Plant. Now, Necrofy has been out for a couple of weeks now. I know some of you have been experimenting with it, but some of you haven't really tried it yet, right? Hey, Chromister, welcome. I can see it. Okay, great. Okay, so I was thinking perhaps I will do first a little tour of Necrofy so everyone is up to speed. And also so I can explain some features that are implemented but are not very obvious at first. What do you guys think? Do you want me to do that, or do you prefer to go right to the level building? Ooh, I'm waiting to try and get everything like pallets done first before doing levels for Doomsday 2. Ah, so you're doing the pallets first. I'm going to comment on a couple of features that maybe not everyone has seen yet. Okay, hold on a second. I'm hearing myself on the stream. Okay, there we go. So, well, this is the welcome screen. If you have tried Necrofy, you are familiar with it. Let me open the ROM hack. Here we go. And this is the level I will be building. It's level 14. And it's going to be, I remember I told Piranha Plant this is going to be a nursery theme level. I actually meant daycare, like, you know, for small children and babies. I always mix up those two words in English. So let's see. The Necrofy works like the old editor for the most part, especially in terms of editing the actual levels. One difference is that you have the levels here to the right, and there are some new toys like resizing the level and some patches. There's also something that is not very obvious. It's you can still put custom palettes and custom everything really, but you have to place it in the folder where Necrofy saves the files for the hack. But after that, it actually recognizes everything. If I open up, for example, here in tilesets, if I open the grass tileset, you can actually see some of the custom ones like spring day, spring night, the toxic palette, and some other stuff. So it's actually very convenient. You just have to take the data for the palette and paste it with everything else. So it's really, really convenient. I love this. And also there's something else I wanted to talk about for a little bit. What was it? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, this little button here. Mighty useful actually. So I noticed that when messing around is very cool. Yeah, it's really, really cool. So this button, you select a tile here, let's say, okay, this one, F9, and then you press clear, and there you go. You've got a blank canvas to work on. Well, in this case, it's a dark canvas, but it's a mighty, mighty convenient feature. I'm not going to actually do this because I want to keep track of the monsters I had and everything else. So just, so I can keep the balance in the game a little bit better. So I'm going to use the old method, like so. And well, now that I realize this is going to be a grass level, so let's do that real quick. That is very useful as heck. It is indeed. Grass level, and it's going to be a normal one, yeah. Oh, and I can delete this. There's going to be 10 babies here, so I will be using the 10 of a kind bonus. Okay, disable this, and everything else is auto. Oh, hang on. Extra sounds doesn't really matter, and the music is going to be where is it? The Martian one. Oh, Day of the Tentacle. It's this one, right? Okay. Stream is not showing menus. Ooh, that's an issue. We don't see the other dialogues, only the main window. Okay. Well, I don't think I will be using that too much, so long story short, this is a grass level. It's going to use the Martian music, and it's the day palette, so nothing really lost there. And I'm using the Martian music because this level is going to feature Martians. So let's actually put everything together here in a second. Okay, couple of werewolves and all the zombies, so they won't be in the way. Okay, let's see. Oh, there are quite a lot of zombies in level 14. I didn't remember so many. I usually delete everything and move victims off screen to the right and put them back when done building. I later add the monsters and weapons. I do something similar to that. I put when I build a level from scratch, I delete everything like you do and put the victims to the side. In this case, since I'm building on top of old levels, I want to keep track of the things I had in the level, so I don't put too much things or too many things or too little things in comparison to the old version. It's not really necessary. I just do it, as a guideline. I use this as a guideline. Where are the items? Oh, if you look here, I actually updated this icon. The victim app now has the face of the cheerleader. I feel that like this icon is a little bit more intuitive. The old one, it was a one with the face of the ghost of the neighbors, I think. I mean, it was fine, but I think this one is a little bit better. And not many items in this level. Let me change the ground also. It's a little bit annoying to have all the black spots. This one. Okay. And now I can move the victims. And we can start. Yeah, I think it's better too. Thank you, zombie. Oh, I have a skull here. I don't need it, so you have to go. I think that is better than what you had before. Yeah, I think the change is for the better. And the player start positions. Okay, now we're ready. Let me just move everything to the side. Actually, down here. No, not so down. I don't want to have them completely off screen. Okay, now let's save the level. Alright. So, usually when I start building a level, I have a few ways to in which I choose what kind of level I want to make. If it's like a later level, usually the monsters dictate the kind of level and the layout. One of the things that I like to pay attention the most is how the monsters interact with the level. I feel like if you have monsters in a level and they cannot perform well, the level it's a bit lacking in that regard. So, for example, if I place Chainsaw Maniacs, I follow the general rule of the original game in which you have plenty of hedges and walls and crates, things that they can cut through and wander around and cause mayhem. It's similar for the ants, like they need the walls to jump over. For the tentacles, the level usually it has a more horizontal layout. So in this sense, for me, the monsters dictate a lot how the level will be. This is going to be a Martian level, and also there's going to be an UFO. And I chose Martians for this level because it's really the only spot in which I can place them in the first level. So the first 20 levels, I'm using it to introduce new features in the hack, and also to reintroduce the old monsters and old mechanics, kind of like the other levels did, but with a little bit more personality, because in the old version I followed the themes of the original levels, and that's fine, and it's a great exercise for in level building. You know, you take a theme and you put your own spin on it. But that's not really what I wanted this hack to be. And well, if you listen to the developer commentary I did, I don't remember when, I think last year maybe, I had a little bit of issue with this. Like, I started the hack one way, and then it kind of evolved, and then it's like there was one half different for the other. So the purpose here is to make the first half of the hack like the final vision I had for it. Now, so in this case, I haven't chosen the Martians because I said like level 14 Martians. I use that, I do that usually for some levels, and then I try to fill the gaps in the levels. Like perhaps, okay, I want werewolves in level 7, and I had this theme. Or sometimes it's the other way around. I have these themes, these monsters fit in it, and this tile set is I can make the best layouts with these tile sets. Here is the opposite. There's a comment. I thought the developer commentary was in 2019. I don't remember, lol. Probably, yeah. a couple of years already. Yeah, it's likely from 2019. So that's how this level came to be. It's going to be a simple level, so hopefully we won't be here hours and hours. Some levels can take 6 hours, 8 hours. It depends on how much I have to experiment. This one is going to be a pretty straightforward, like something you would find in the original game. And also the layout. I'm keeping track of the kinds of layouts I'm making in other levels. Level 13 is very linear. There's a little bit of exploring to do, but it's mainly a linear level. And level 15, it's a branching level, but there's not a lot of exploring either. And then level 16, that one is also linear, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to show all the levels yet, so I will try to spoil as little as possible, you know, during a stream of a level. But for this reason, okay, this level is going to be a little bit more open, and especially, like I was saying, the monsters dictate a lot of the level for me. So if there is an UFO, we need some open space to fight it. Usually it's very frustrating. If you want to make the UFO fight hard, you place a lot of tight corridors and small spaces, but this is level 14. We are not going to do that yet. Perhaps in future levels. I think level 28, there is an UFO at the start, and you know, it's a tight space is harder, but here no, it's. So I'm going to place, it's going to be a daycare. So what I'm planning is, where is the walls for the parks? Okay, right here. I'm going to have about 1/4 of the level, maybe a little bit less, because level 14 is, it's a medium size, it's not too small. But this section right here will be the starting section. The UFO will attack no matter where I place it, so the boss fight is going to be fairly early on the start. And there will be some not zombies, Martians around here, but not too many. In the original game, Martians appear for the first time in level 12. And this is level 14, it's not too far off. So it will be a little bit more difficult, but not too much. So, okay, first thing, let's build the areas of the level. So, as a park at the beginning, okay? And here will appear the UFO and the players. In fact, let's move them around here. There we go. And then I have to build the actual daycare. And I was thinking, how do you build a daycare in Zombies Ate My Neighbors? Obviously, we are limited to the tiles we have here, but we can do a few things. I was thinking of the primary school in which I studied like many years ago, obviously. But when I don't have a lot of ideas on my own, I try to look at actual buildings I know. I mean, in the real world, buildings are meant to make sense. So if you translate that into the game, it gives the level that kind of believable, that what's the word? Believability. And I think I'm going to try to recreate my primary school. It had like the classrooms, an actual daycare. It had a football field, but I don't want to put a football field in this level. The football field is not very versatile. I find it really hard to work with that kind of theme. So that will be replaced with this park. And then some small gardens, a little playground, and all that kind of stuff. So the actual classrooms, or maybe the places where the children are, will be around here. Where are the vertical walls? Okay, here. Oh, there's also a library, and that's really, really good, because we have libraries in these tiles, this one and the office. Oh, that's the wrong kind of door. Okay. It doesn't matter if the tiles don't make sense yet. This is just the limit in the areas. The library, it's going to be connected here. Okay, I need to wall off the level before I forget. Something I really like to do. Joseph can attest to this. Something I always recommend is to wall off the level unless you have a really good reason not to. It's usually the best option to make it feel closed, like it's a whole thing. Otherwise it can feel like you run out of space and it looks a little bit what's the word, sloppy, I guess. Okay, where are the walls? These ones will do, like so. Here we go. There we go. And up here, perhaps I can place the library in this spot. I don't want the library to cover all this area. The merchants are very fast, very mobile. So you have to place space for them. Again, if you want to make the level much harder, you place tight corridors and you don't let the players dodge the bubble guns. But that's not my intentions here. Okay, so this will be the library. Then here, I need a playground. Okay, I might make the house larger. Okay, because there has to be a bathroom. Those usually go in the corners because of how the tile set works. So around here, then an actual play area or room with lots of toys. That will be like the main entrance. Clutter, disorganized, haphazard, lackadaisical. I guess maybe haphazard will fit the description. Cluttered, you can make a very clean level and still have and still not have walls on the edges, you know. So it's not necessarily the same. Okay, so some play area here, the bathroom, then some kind of office probably for the teachers or the people who care of the kids. I'm just going to place down some tiles related to that. Okay, perhaps this corner. Nothing of this is final. I'm just placing down the things I want to have in the level, and then I will actually find the spot for them. Okay, zombie says, I tried making super zombies hard with how hard it is to kill them, and wanted to speed them up. That went horribly wrong. I actually toyed with that also. I don't remember when I tried to make them. I don't think I gave them extra health, but I did make them much faster. There is in case you don't know, there is in romhacking.net they have like a wiki with information about the games in their databases. Obviously, Zombies Ate My Neighbors is one of them, and you can find there a lot of interesting information for hex editing, like the speed of the enemies, how many points they give, and really interesting stuff that you can mess with. Like a teacher's lunch. How is this word pronounced? I think it's something like lunch, but yeah, like that. And then okay, so a playground out here. Where are these sandboxes? Hold on. Here we go. Couple of these, probably some lampposts, although it's not common to see them in playgrounds, but especially in a daycare, you know, maybe outside. Oh, of course, decorations. This tile set is great for making pretty levels. You have what's this? The planter boxes. Oh, seriously? Never knew that. Yeah, it's... If you go to romhacking.net, then to Zombies Ate My Neighbors, I think to the left there is... like a menu, and it says something like ROM table or RAM table. I think it's the ROM table, and that's like the wiki. You can check it out there. Now, okay, a playground here. Oh, benches. That's also a good one for decoration. Where are the benches? Benches. Oh my. Where are they? Oh, here they are. I place them down so later I can just control click them and place them where I need. It's handy to have them here. Oh, I know what you mean. I have those files. They are very helpful. Oh yeah, the romhacking.net files. Really useful, yeah. Okay. What else? So my primary school had the main building here. This was like a play area but became a library. Oh, there's a kitchen. That's right. They made a kitchen. And that's actually a good idea. We can use... There's probably enough space here in the main building for the kitchen. I think in my school it was actually next to the library for some reason. But we will probably need to fill some space here. This area is huge. We can make more rooms. That's a given, of course. But let me place down some of the kitchen tiles so I don't forget. Here we go. Those will do. Okay. And then this area, we had the sandboxes. We had the... How do you call those in English? You know, like the actual playground with the... Oh my, what is the name? The sliders and the... Oh, I forgot how the name of these things. Well, you know, the place where the kids actually play. And then here we had... Well, the entrance could be... No, but yeah, I want to have the starting area here because of the UFO. And what was here? Because this place was a little bit empty. I remember there were some benches. And wasps love to make their nests under these benches. Then there was more sandboxes, I think, but in the level that's not going to be... It's going to be a little bit repetitive, I think. I would just call it a playground. A playground? Yeah, it's like the actual playground. We don't have tiles for that, but we can make something like a small park and the sandbox. So I do something similar. I pick certain tiles, I throw them around, and it lets me know the basic idea. Exactly, that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, maybe I can place some trees, a little park here. I will think about that. Maybe, just maybe, when I don't know what to place in the grass tile set, you can tell really easily because I use the mushrooms as filler. I think in level 19, the new level 19, I have done this. Well, not really because I planned on placing down mushrooms, but you can kind of notice that it's also a little bit of filler, like one corner of the level around here. Where are the other mushrooms? Okay, let's just as an idea. This is probably not final. Yeah, trees. I can also place down trees. There's going to be plenty of trees here in this section because it's going to be fairly open. So I don't want to place down a lot of walls. Maybe one thing I'm thinking, I want the players to be able to move freely, so let's place an entrance here. The actual entrance to the level will be like near this corner, and also here. But this could be perhaps like a small maze, not like an actual maze, but something like, let's see, where are the vertical hedges? Not this one. This one. Oh, here we go. Okay, then here. What else here? Like 4. Yeah, but I don't like the look of this. So let's experiment a little bit with this, okay? Let's say that I place down hedges like this, so I have like 4 areas, okay? Imagine like in actual parks you have the walkways, and then you have to the sides the sections with plants and trees and the information panels. Let's say it's something like this, and the players start here, so this could be the entrance. If the UFO attacks, hold on, boss monsters, no, not this one, this one, the players would have to move out of here and either go this way and fight the UFO here, or get inside one of these mini parks. I'm not too fond of that. I think I prefer to have a more open area. Okay, here's one thing. We need space to fight the UFO, right? So there's going to be some trees. The trees don't take up a lot of space, especially if it's single trees. The problem, something that can be a little bit difficult to it can be a little bit difficult to work with, is when you place many trees together, because then it forces you to actually put walls. Where is the here? Like so. Okay, so this is perfect for having many trees together, but then it can only be near the wall. So there is a limit to how many trees like this I can place. Maybe I can put like shorter walls. Okay, let's try that. Let's actually try this one. Oh. Yeah. This tree has always looked a little bit wonky, like the treetop is too high. I mean, it's not cut off or anything like that. It's just something I noticed a little bit ago. Joseph says, this is where I failed with level 21 in Impossible. I don't remember level 21. What happened there? Okay, this is actually the most compact trees. Here, there. Is there? Hold on. Okay, I can do something. Not that one, but I can place. Hold on. This one is the one with the hitbox. Okay, like a nice group of trees. Actually, this could go here. And then we place an exit there. Nothing remarkable. I had a concept of something in my mind that I thought would be cool, but the execution wasn't the best. Yeah, that happens a lot. Sometimes, like, I have 3 or 4 levels that I finished building, and when I was done, I was like, no, this isn't working, and then I just deleted the level. Because as you say, the idea was good, but I couldn't make it work, so I just got rid of it. And then there are some other levels in which maybe I don't realize that in time, and you get the levels you get sometimes. I think, what was the original level? Let me check 1 second. Oh, you don't see this. Yes, I think I can. Okay, just a second. It was level. Oh yeah, level 16. Okay, hold on. I think I can put it on the stream. Okay, image. Okay. Oh my, I have to go to the folder. Just 1 second. Desktop. Levels. Where are the levels? 1.1 level 16. Okay. Hold on. Did you see the level? It should be showing on the screen now. Alright. Oh my. Can you see the level, guys? I think there's some delay. Yes, okay. So this level, I think this is the case, the thing you are talking about, Joseph. In this level is gone now, by the way. Now it's the new level 16. It's way different. ZAMNTS, yeah, that's correct. I mean, it's the same, because I think the level title was really, really good. At least for me, as you know, I'm not a native English speaker, so sometimes it's hard to come up with good levels. I can see it. Okay, thank you. So yeah, this one it's the thing you were talking about. I think the idea was good. The concept for this level was to have like a military base overrun by monsters. So you can see on the top left, there's like a changing room, a bathroom. It has been completely destroyed. There are ants everywhere. There are trampolines, mazes, places to train, right? The building on the top right was meant to represent like a shooting gallery. It doesn't look like a shooting gallery at all. It's just a really, really, really strange building that doesn't make sense. And it's also like half destroyed, so that didn't work at all. Then the road in the middle, I don't know if you can see my mouse here. I think you... No, I don't see it. Crap. But okay, so the sections of this level are very clear, I think, so it's easy to tell what I'm talking about. The middle of the road, I wanted to have like some overground grass. Also didn't work. I mean, it's kind of fine, but also kind of cut off. I wasn't really convinced by it. So the level is fine. I mean, it's playable. I like to think it's fun. You guys have played it, so you can tell me if it's fun or not. But yeah, the theme wasn't conveyed very well. It's also a very large level. Level 16 is not the largest. I think that one is 19, but it's also fairly large. So sometimes you have trouble filling all the space, which is not something mandatory, by the way. Something I don't do this often, but you don't have to fill all the space in a level. We are forced to make square levels, right, or rectangular levels. But if the idea you have for a level doesn't fit that shape, it's okay to just wall off that area. And this is something I don't do often, because usually I use different sections to connect with others or whatever, but it's something that it's important to know in case you guys don't do this or you have trouble with this issue. Remember, you don't have to fill the whole level. So if you think that one area is too big, just wall it off. And I think one example is level 7 actually. I did this, right? Yeah. Give me just a second. How do I change the picture? Okay, hold on. The screen is going to go black for a second. And let me pull up level 7 in 1 second. Here we go. There we go. Level 7. So the top left corner, it's completely unused. In fact, in the original version, it was gray bricks and nothing else. In version 1.1, like I have like 5 minutes, and I took the effort to actually build a 7 in this corner, like a little Easter egg for those of you who like to open the levels and check them out in the editor. But something interesting, that's it. Let me check the comments. So that is what it was. Now I can see that. Oh, do you mean the shooting range? Yeah, I think once you explain it, I think most people go, oh, okay, yeah, I can see it. It kind of makes sense. But the game itself has to make you go, okay, it's this thing, you know. I think it's 41 or 32. 19 and 10 are big as well. Those are those 4 are the biggest. Okay, so 19 and 10 are the biggest. Interesting. A lot of levels in Doomsday 1 didn't use all the space. Most space was unused. I put special design for fun. Okay, cool. I never noticed that, and I did look at the levels. Yeah, it's something, it's easy to miss, so that's fine. Okay, so let's go back to actually building a level. I mean, the point of all of this was that, you know, if I don't really have anything to do with this corner, I can just cut it out. But I can probably find it a purpose. Okay, let's try to design this area. This area is going to be probably the most important one in the level, since it's the beginning and the place where you will fight the UFO. So I have to be careful here, like I have to be mindful. Let's define the exit a little bit more. I can change it later. And then here. Okay, let's say that I leave a small gap. Like this is the entrance to the level. Players start positions. There we go. You have to be careful. You probably know this already, but the game actually cuts off the very bottom of the screen, like half a tile. And if you place the players too close to the bottom, you can get them stuck. And okay, so let's place a few more trees. I want to have perhaps one group of trees here, and I might have to place some walls and another group of trees. So this area is going to be the park. The benches will also be useful to hold on, the control key. The benches are really useful to block the player's movement. If you place benches in a park and you are fighting like a snakeoid or some kind of boss. The benches are really, really annoying. And maybe I can use that here. Hold on, let me check the chat. Okay, Piranha Plant says, I made it so the screen size guide won't go into that area on the bottom, so you can see exactly how big it is. Oh, so you mean like... Oh, that's so cool. I had never noticed that. Oh, that's great. Yeah, look at that. That's so cool. I didn't notice. Oh, and by the way, the screen size guide, I don't know how many of you use this tool, but this one is extremely useful. I use it a lot to check the placement of victims and items. One of the things I do when building a level, well, one of the things I like to do, I used items and victims as clues or as guides of where you have to go. It's easy to explain with an example. Let's say that I put here, okay, let's click all. Let's say that there is a neighbor in here, in this corner, okay? What I will do is, let's check the screen size guide. Okay, so this is the size of the camera in-game. This is what the players can see. And I can see that they can see up to this spot. So if I want to guide players towards that direction, I will place a second victim here. Or maybe an item, you know. So once you come this way and rescue the neighbors, you immediately... Okay, it's actually not in the proper spot. Let's go here. Okay, so you rescue this guy, and now you see the explorer. And this is... if you start to pay attention to my levels, you will see that this happens a lot. Once you pick up something, you will notice that there is something else, and then you know where to have to go. So I use that to guide the players without telling them where to go. It's like a trail of breadcrumbs, you know, like in... I think that's the expression. And you can also use this to be an asshole, by the way, because this is... I think the original game does this, like, you rescue one neighbor from here, and then, okay, there's another neighbor here, and on top of the neighbor you have a giant ant. So if you rescue this one dies. You can set up traps like this, and there's... my favorite example, hold on, level 44. It's here in this level. This medkit right here, it's an absolute trap, and I think most of the people I have seen playing this level have fallen into this trap, because a medkit, this is something really interesting too, very interesting too, because depending on what you put here to guide the players, you are pulling the player with different strengths, okay? If I place a neighbor here and a neighbor here, like, most players are going to come right here, okay? They will find a way to go around and rescue this neighbor, because rescuing the neighbors is the objective. You are forced to do it, so you have to go that place. If you place something like a key, probably most players won't bother. Like, they will take note that there is a key to collect here, but this is not like a very important item. You are not forced to go this way to pick up the key. If you place a medkit, this is like a really, really enticing item, okay? Whenever you see a medkit, it's like, unless you are Zombie 101 and you can no-hit everything, if you see a medkit, it's like, oh yes, I want that medkit, I'm going to pick up that medkit. And what happens here is that you have victim number 1 right by a zombie. And this is why this level was called the game over level, because if you come here and pick up the medkit, like 7 times out of 10 you are going to get this one killed. And at this point, if it's your first time, you are probably struggling, so that could mean it's an actual game over. At this level, it's so funny. I'm laughing because I remember Sky playing it, and he was so mad at this level. He had to try it like 10 times or 15 times, and every time he would lose a different victim, and that's because I was a real asshole in this level. This is, I don't want to say it's unfair, but it borderline is, because every victim is in danger and you get no warning. So this is probably the hardest level in the hack, and I made that on purpose. I didn't want the game to, I wanted the last 4 levels to be a little bit more relaxed, you know, so you can end with on a high note. But yeah, this level it's just like that. Everything it's a death trap for the teachers. So like I was explaining, you can use it to help the players, to guide them, which is what I usually do. And you can be an asshole and place traps, and that's I mean, I don't recommend doing that. I know it's really fun, but it becomes really old really quick. So use with moderation, you know. Sorry, what is the chat showing? Oh, Maldonado Hernandez Kevin Alexander. Welcome, by the way. This is very smooth, the way I see. Okay, cool. So that is what that was. Now I can see that. Oh, okay, sorry, I already read that. Sorry, I forgot to welcome Maldonado. Okay, so this is the comment about the screen size guide. Sorry. You put them too far down, they get stuck. Sometimes you can get free using bazookas. Oh yeah, the thing about the bottom of the corner. Yeah, you can get, it's like when you get stuck with the trampolines. You can sometimes free yourself with the bazooka. It's an obscure new feature. Indeed, it is obscure. I hadn't noticed it. I did that with Elite. I went off my way to block the player at every chance. That's kind of mean. Okay, but it's Elite, I guess. It's fair. I think you told me about this nifty feature, Drotter, when assessing my newer levels. Oh, the screen size. Yeah, it's super useful, super useful. I used to have like, before this feature was added, because this was added to the old editor. It's not that old, and I remember before it was implemented, I had like a PNG of Zeke and, you know, like a square with the size of the cameras, and I went over the levels placing this square to check that everything was in the right place. It was really funny. I don't use it a lot, but it will help with start positions now that I know that. Cool. Like every feature in this editor is amazing. It's super useful. Everything is super useful. Survivor 1, rest in peace. Oh, Chromister is here. Oh yeah, you said hi before. In case you don't know, guys, Chromister, he's the, like the, how do you say? He's in charge of quality control in this hack. Like whenever I finish a level, I send it to him and he gives me feedback and a critique of the level, and I often make many changes for the better thanks to him. Evil indeed. Fell for that trap before, I know. I know you fell for it, Joseph. I will probably raise you your original 42. You hate level 42 a lot? I mean, it is a difficult level. These 4 levels, from 41 to 44, these are the hardest in the hack on purpose. And it's not an easy level. 42 is definitely a really tough level. And the other day, sorry, I know I'm going, I'm not building the level, but it's really fun to talk about this. Alec mentioned this level the other day. He said he likes how I combine the squidmen with the werewolves. And the reason I chose these monsters is because they don't let you breathe at any point. This level is designed to make you lose medkits. You can also lose victims very easily, of course, but this level goes mainly for your health. And that's why I chose these 2 monsters. Whenever you are in the water, you get harassed all the time by the squidmen. And whenever you are on land, and the design for this level is really interesting because I had to make the land with a lot of care so the werewolves can actually jump everywhere. I had to learn really well the trajectories that the werewolves can follow, so I could build this level. In fact, this level, the original one, it's one of those I deleted because it wasn't working, and I think I have the beta somewhere around here, but this is one of those levels which I had to redo because it wasn't working. And yeah, it's definitely a difficult level, but I think level 44 it's much more cruel. This one is tough, this one is cruel. Thanks, Router, I'm happy to see you back in YouTube. Thank you. I know I don't upload a lot, I'm usually just really busy or making really slow progress, so I don't have a lot of reasons to post things, you know. That is what I have you do for me. 42 is one of the is the one I absolutely think is the hardest level in this hack. I mean, I think that's fair. It's up there for sure. I don't think it's that hard of a level. I love it a lot. You did very well with it. Thank you, Zombie. I mean, I don't think any level is difficult for you, right? Maybe one day I will make a level just for you, so you suffer for real in the game. Didn't call it a bad level, just his hardest level. Yes, of course. No, I don't think it's bad either. But it's really tough. Okay, let's go back to building the level. My bad. I start talking about the design of other levels and I don't stop, as you can see. Alright, so what's the least amount of walls I can place here? I don't want to repeat the same patterns a lot. So let's see, what can I do? Okay, the tree trunks don't take a lot of space, so I'm not going to count those as blocking the way, really. Okay, UFO, I need you to move away. I need to place this here so it's not cut off, and this here. Okay. Oh. Sounds fun. It depends on playstyle as well when it comes to difficulty of a hack and level. Oh yes, of course. I think the way you play Zombicide My Neighbors can make some levels easier and some others really difficult. If a level is really large, with a lot of secrets to explore, and you like to find everything, it's really easy to spend a lot of time in the level and then get hit a lot and use a lot of your resources, and that can make, I mean, you are getting resources because you're exploring, but you are also spending resources, and that's one playstyle that can make things difficult for you at some points, especially if you are struggling a little bit, like in later levels. Okay, hold on. If instead of this... but then the tree is cut off. No, okay, hold on. I can place this. Then the wall with the tree trunk. Perhaps even this. Okay, just a second here. Okay, this is a much more interesting shape. I don't want to have straight walls all the time because that can make the level feel repetitive. Okay, now I have this cut off here. But if I do this... Oh, and this is a nice little spot for a victim. But then I have the vertical wall again. Okay, hold on. Here, that one. Then I need to close this. Here and there. Then this. Can I place here? this tree, and that one. Okay. This is starting to look a little bit more like a park. And then... tree trunk. I need you guys to move to the other side. Aha. Okay, then I can decorate this side with more trees, and that will make this area feel more like a park. But that will come later. Okay. This area is a little bit tighter. I can place some Martians here, perhaps, around the corner. So, okay, okay, I know, yeah. Let's try to do this. The middle area is going to be more open, and this will be the part where you have less trouble fighting the UFO. Then the corners of the park will have Martians. So if you move too far away from here, they will harass you. You want to stay around here. So obviously the Martians have a spawn radius. I will have to make it a little bit smaller, and even then it's likely they will come and bother you, but I'm fine with that. I mean, in the original level 12, you get constantly harassed by the Martians and the UFO, so the difficulty is on that level, I think. Maybe even a little bit easier. Okay, so this space is going to be... I'm going to paint it a different color, just to remind myself that I want to have space here. And let's finish the corner, the corners. Okay, I can make perhaps... Is this... Yes, this is the right tile. Ah! Let's place this one. Okay. Then one of these. I cannot place a lot of trees here, but that is fine. Where is the edge of the wall? No, not this one. Okay, where is it? The horizontal... Ah, this one. And here too. So it's like a little corridor for the exit, and here too. Perhaps for the sake of consistency, I should place it here too. So it's like 4 small corridors as entrances. Then this area. A few more trees here. And then later I will place more decorations for the park. Here... I can place a few single trees. And... something like this. What about this area? Can I place something here without cluttering everything too much? I don't think so. Perhaps I can make the park a little bit larger. If I go like this and like this. How much is this? Like, this is 10 by 11 by 8. And this is 11 by 10, so it's half of the level exactly. And then, okay, let's try that. Let's try to make it a little bit bigger. Could maybe do some garbage cans as well, unless you are focusing on trees. Yes, indeed, garbage cans, great for the player to get some goodies, or you know, the cabinet monster. and also great for actually tying into the theme of the park. I mean, there's obviously garbage cans in park, so that wouldn't look out of place. What have I done here? All right, yeah. Like so, like so, like so, and then that. And now I can just remove this part, and it also gives this section more breathing room, and I like that. I think that will be useful. Garbage cans are in parks after all, indeed. Here and there. I can make this shorter now. Okay, if you notice, we are gaining a lot of space here for the UFO. It's just one tile of difference, but it gives you so much more space. And this area also is not so tight. We still have the trees and everything. Okay, I think it's looking a little bit better like this. It fits more with the purpose I want to give this area. Let me change this to something a little bit less distracting. Perhaps... where are the roads? This one. Okay. So players can breathe without struggling to enemies. Indeed. I want the players to focus on the UFO, because most experienced players, and if you are playing a ROM hack, you have a minimum of experience, obviously. Most experienced players, I think, that deal with the UFO right away. So I want to give the players in this level the chance to do that quickly, so then they can explore the rest. And if this starting area is a little bit easier, I can make the rest of the level a little bit harder. Like, not too hard, level 14 hard, but you know, not like the starting area. I don't want this level to be annoying, and that's a really difficult task, because we are talking of Martians here, but you know, I will do what I can. Also, level 15, which one was that? Yeah, that one. I'm really eager to hear the beta testers talk about level 15, because it's probably level 15. How do I explain this? I had two ideas for level 15, okay? And one of them worked really well in one tile set, and the other one worked really well in another tile set. And I really wanted to have those two ideas in the same level. So I built it in one tile set, and the problem is it feels like it's two levels stitched together. At least to me. That's why I'm interested in hearing the feedback of the beta testers, because I don't know if that level is working well right now. I was fairly close to deleting that level, but I really like the two ideas I had in it. Flood was the original level 15. I'm talking of the new level 15. I don't want to spoil it, so I won't show it. I'm just thinking aloud, sorry. What I'm aiming for in Doomsday 2 is each section and corner of a level has different difficulty to resemble other hacks' difficulty. So it's a mix of gameplay throughout each level and makes it unique. That's an interesting concept. You mean like... so you start the level like with an easy difficulty, and as you progress through the level, the difficulty increases little by little, right? That works really well in linear levels. If you try to make it in other kind of levels, it can work. I'm not saying it doesn't work. Obviously you can make it work, but it's much more challenging. So I'm interested in see how you do that. We'll keep it in mind for when I beta test. I actually have a file this time. I don't want to scare any beta testers in here, but I have prepared a little text file with my main concerns about the new levels, which you may not pay attention during gameplay. Like perhaps there is something in the back of your head while you play the level, but you don't notice it or you don't mention it right away. So it's a short txt file with a few questions. Like after you beta test the level, I will send those files to the beta tester so they can add a little bit of commentary if they will. Obviously it's not mandatory, and hopefully it won't take much longer. It's just like a few lines of text and some yes or no questions, and so something I have done this time. I don't use radius a lot, but it also gives the gameplay replay value because it doesn't have a specific pattern and it plays different every time. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that to me. Now that you mention radiuses or radii, what's the plural? Radii? It's one of those Latin words with a strange plural, I think. Well, now that you mention that, something that Piranha Plant told me recently, and I didn't notice it ever before. I didn't know this. Control R. Okay. Well, Necrofy now has this neat feature in which you can edit the radius from the what was this called? Oh, the respawn areas. Yeah. So from this, you don't have to write here anything if you don't want. You can edit this directly. The radius and the spawn time. Now here is the thing. I asked Piranha Plant when I saw this, why does the radius only move in powers of 2? Not powers of 2, it's technically powers of 2 minus 1. So this is radius 0, this is radius 1, then radius 3, radius 35, 63, and so on. And the reason for this is because if you write a radius like 100, something that is not a power of 2, the monsters don't actually spawn properly. Like they only take into account, if I understood this well, if you put a radius of 100, they still spawn like the radius is 63. And if you put a power of 2, an exact power of 2, like 128 or 64, they only spawn in the corners. So if I take this zombie, okay, this is area 127, that's a power of 2 minus 1. If I type 128, the zombies from this spawner will only spawn here, 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 and here. And that's something I didn't know. I didn't even notice the strange behavior with the other radiuses. And this is really interesting because you can actually fill whole rooms with just one spawner instead of placing one really fast spawner or many spawners in one room. You can place one of these with radius 128, for example, and then you get zombies spawning in each corner. So you actually have a lot of monsters while using less space. Although that's not really relevant now because Necrofy, you have pretty much infinite space, if I understood it well. I think all of us have found this problem with the old editor. When we started making our hacks, we started placing monsters and items and everything, and we ran into this issue in which we ran out of space. And then Piranha Plant had to fix everything, and that doesn't happen anymore. The way Necrofy works, you have pretty much infinite space. Necrofy takes care of finding the extra space. Oh, making me work. Anyway, to be a more efficient beta tester, I guess. Radii. Okay. Neat. I think I maxed the original way. I may stick with the original way though. That's fair. Football players and tentacles don't really spawn in the radius, they go further somehow. Yeah, those behave a little bit strange. Oh, okay, Piranha Plant has the explanation here. 100 wouldn't be the same as 63. It depends on the bits that are set in the binary representation of the radius. Powers of 2 minus 1 have all bits set, so they will spawn in the whole area. I think not running out of space is the best feature, honestly. Probably one of the best ones, yeah, because absolutely everyone has run into that issue. And it's wonderful not to have to care about that. But also, we have to be careful now, because having a limited space, in my opinion, it had a positive space, because you had to really think and plan accordingly. Something that happens sometimes, or it used to happen to me, and still happens obviously, but not so much anymore. When I have like no restrictions, it's much harder for me sometimes to make something cool or interesting or fun, because I have so many possibilities that I end up doing something generic. If you have restrictions in place, you have to work with those rules, and that actually promotes creativity. So it's good. Obviously, it's a fantastic feature. I love that there is no limit of space anymore. But I personally will miss that aspect of I have to be careful, you know. That doesn't happen anymore, and it's great. But there's also that other point of view. And if you haven't hacked a video game before, I think it can be helpful in that regard. And that's an advice that I will give from now on. I guess take a look at the resources the original game uses. You can use as many as you want, but try to keep in that realm of resources so you don't go overboard. More weapons, monsters, and levels. The only problem with more levels is after so many you max out a lot of weapons, and your score can hit max and start back from 0. Oh, I didn't know that happens. So the score resets if you hit max. Yeah, true. The problem with running out of space was that it didn't warn you at all, though. Yeah, that's probably the major issue. That's why it caught everyone off guard, I think. But it's gone now, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Anyway, let's continue otherwise. I will be here all day. Okay. So I'm going to try. I will probably just make the general layout, and then I will refine the details later, because if I try to fully complete the level today, it's going to be exhausting for everyone, I think. So let's see. I think I can actually afford to place a wall here now. Let me try. Not this one. Actually, something like this. Okay, wait. Perhaps. Yeah, but then I'm removing too much space here. When I run out of space, it scared me because I didn't expect to get the error. Yeah, that's what happens to everyone, I think. It's also a really scary error because it corrupts your levels and you cannot open them anymore. I remember I got really scared too. Okay, no, I don't want to close this area so much. If I'm going to have Martians in the corners, I will need to have them. They need to have like space to actually come to the center. So this corner is fine. This corner, right now it feels a little bit empty, but it's fine. This one is okay. Here I'm going to place the exit, which I have deleted. Aha. A few trees here. This one, okay. Ah, okay, like so. And then... Nah. Okay, let's think about this area now. I need to have running space. So I cannot place too many things in the middle. A few trees. I will need the trees since it's a park. Perhaps here another one. And how can I decorate this area? Ah, I know. Where is the meteorite? This one. This prop here, the meteorite, it's great for decorating because it takes a lot of space. It's like a 2x2 decoration, and it doesn't have a lot of hitbox. It has this here, and that's about it. I could mix this, like if I place... Okay, so I mentioned that a little bit earlier. I feel like these areas are a little bit empty, and I need to decorate a little bit more. Since it's a Martian level, it would make sense to have the meteorites. You know, like it's an invasion. They are, well, they are meteorites, or sometimes they'll... I thought for a while that they are like alien eggs, and the original game used these to mark, like, especially in, I think it's level 5, the weird kids on the block. Clones spawn from these things at some point, so it has that kind of theme of otherworldly danger. I'm just placing them at random. It's just for the sake of having them in there. Okay. Oh, there's also... Ah, yes. This tile right here. It's incredibly niche. Like, I struggle a lot to find uses for this tile, but in Martian levels it's really useful because this marks these black spots. It's the spots that the UFO leaves behind when it attacks, I think. So by placing this around, you can kind of give the feeling that they have been attacking here for a while. Again, I'm just placing down at random right now, but later I will move things around a little bit and decorate it better. Joseph says, be back. Might have to get some coffee so I don't fall back to sleep. Okay. Okay, so let's go for this kind of theme of the park under attack, and perhaps I will extend it to the whole level too. It's pretty standard for a Martian level, but it's what I have to work with for now. So, meteorites, the black spots, the trees, of course. I need something else to make the park feel like a park. Here it would make sense to have the lampposts, I think. I'm thinking of placing a barbecue also, but that doesn't fit that much in a daycare, I think. Like, if this were a park and then it happened to have a daycare here, okay, like barbecues in a park, fair enough. But I want it to feel like a whole, so maybe I won't place those. Maybe a pond. That's a good idea, actually. Problem is, ponds take quite a bit of space. But I have these things. Something. The barrels. I don't think I want to place the barrels. I might, but I would prefer not. Okay. I can place those things also in the packs. These ones have a huge hitbox, but it's also a possibility. What else? No, not gravestones, not in this level. Oh, the garbage cans, of course. Okay, let's try something like a little. Oh, that's the wrong key. Let's try to have a little picnic area here in the middle. That's not uncalled for, I think, in a park, in a daycare. You need some places to sit down and eat lunch during recess. So we don't have tables, but we have benches. Not the barbecue, but I had something in mind, and I kind of forgot. Okay, the garbage cans. Those plant-like tiles, yeah, these ones. This would make sense here. Okay, perhaps if I do something like this, let's move the garbage cans away for a second. Perhaps here. So this has a huge hitbox it's in the way. How would this work? Like, we have the UFO, right? And the strategy to deal with this boss is to lock it in place with a clown and then throw soda cans at it. If I place a huge hitbox here, like, it could be very annoying, because if you're trying to get the UFO stuck and it gets stuck like here, you might not be able to reach the hatch with the soda can, so you will have to go around here. No, I think it's better not to have this right in the middle. This is what I get for being up until about 3:30 in the morning. Oh my. That's quite late, mate. Okay, let's try to experiment a little bit more. Okay, this tile is also useful. They go pretty far. Yeah, they go pretty far, but I don't want to place stuff in the way. Like, I don't want to be annoying for the sake of being annoying, at least not in this level. There are other levels in which I may or may not do that. And again, that's something that you have to be careful with. You don't want to overdo that. What if let's say that there is a small, really small, like, ward house, like, something like a small place for the, how's this called, the groundskeeper. Yeah. Not this one, sorry. What is the... this one. Oh, that one. Could maybe move it somewhere to the top right corner. There are so many ways you could do it. Of the park, that is not the actual top right corner. Yeah, that's also a possibility indeed. I can Like once I want to have like a clear image of how the middle area will work, and then I will start moving the decorations and the details around. That's the next step. Okay, let's say there is a little house here. Here in the middle, how annoying would this be? I think it's the same issue as before. It's just a large hitbox. This is something I could move to a corner very easily. Perhaps not that one, but this one. Okay, I will keep this in mind, but it's not useful for the middle area. What about? Hold on. There is these paths. They take up a little bit of space. They are not as narrow as the hedges, but maybe they can take us out of this situation. There is also the fact that they have also the scorch marks, which could be useful. Okay, this is the one I was looking for. Up here, there is no tile with the top closed off, right? Okay, let's use that one for now. Okay, hold on. This goes over here. Ha! Okay, it makes sense. If I place a road like this, it makes sense that there is a space here. The road needs quite a bit of space. What I don't like is that this area is much smaller now. But I'm thinking, if I place the house here, okay, then I move this up and also the road, and I wall off this area, and now here I can use this. I think we are getting somewhere now. So we have the road. You could put a road with the scorches in them and build roads leading to each of the exit. Yeah, exactly. That is what I'm doing. I think the roads justify the open space much better. And then I can Control Z, thank you. This feels okay. Okay, here and there. I think this is starting to take shape. Some scorch marks. Oh, this space here, we can place the meteorite. Whoa. Right in the corner is going to look a little bit odd. Yeah, it's better to move it up here, I think. Ooh, there we go. Oh my. Okay. Roads do make sense. How else would the people get here? Though they could have parked somewhere outside the level. Well, that works. The level and what? That works as well. Both things could work indeed. But I'm liking the roads for the reason that I explained before, that they allow me to have a lot of space here to fight the UFO, while also making this area feel park-like. I can place, I think, with this section here, I think I can now place some decorations, some planter boxes perhaps, a couple of garbage cans, and a few more trees, and obviously some more scorch marks. And I think this area could work fairly well. Let's keep in mind that there here we go. There will be Martians around here. Like in the corners. Here we go. Then the UFO. You guys can move back down. Okay, I can place perhaps another wall here with some trees. Although I think I have to repeat the pattern. Maybe like this. No, but the tree is cut off in here. So I would have to just do the same thing again, right? Perhaps not. No, I want to have these two trees here, like I think it makes this area feel like an actual entrance to the park, like when you come inside the any green area and you have the trees in a row to your sides. A little bit like that. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, perhaps. Sometimes I do that. Let's a tree over here. Huh. And perhaps a bench. Let's try it. Between the trees. Okay, I think this feels park-like. Now I can place this here. Could make the brick wall go down so the tree doesn't cut off. I think that's something I changed before. I'm not sure. Okay, so this corner is starting to look like something. This corner is also starting to look like something. If I place this here, yeah. But there is this tile that it's like a vertical wall. This one. What if I do like down here? Wait, hold on. That's fairly park-like. A little bit too symmetrical, perhaps. Not a lot of space for the scorch marks either. These two trees here I like. Let's close that hedge. There are some lampposts. I think these look kind of nice when you place them in the corners. But perhaps they would make more sense here. You can get through there, okay. And get garbage cans. Okay. Some more trees. Uh-huh. Benches. Can you see the meteorite from here? Yes. Okay, that's good. It kind of sets the theme of the level if you see the meteorites right away, and you will also hear the Martian music, and you will know it's a Martian level. But a little bit of visual reinforcement also helps. Okay. Scorch marks, scorch marks. Ah, this meteorite in this corner. Okay, Zombie says, for Doomsday 2, I'm trying to use tiles I've never used, so I can use them at least once and build with a new experience. And some levels take forever because I'm very picky about how do I do them. I have to like the level. That's probably the most important part about a level. You have to like it. If you make a level and you don't enjoy the result, it's you might as well start over, right? If you don't enjoy what you have done, that's one of the worst feelings, I think. Just walling off here for a second. The UFO will be a slight hint. Yeah, also that. I don't think anyone will miss what this level is about. Now here I'm just experimenting with what looks better, like in which spots do the benches and the trees work better for the visuals. Like, obviously I'm looking at everything as a whole, and I have to keep in mind what it looks like for the player. That's also one of the other uses for this tool. It's much different what you see from the level, because you have complete knowledge of the level, and once you actually get into the game, things can look very different. So it's really important that you keep in mind what it looks like inside, and this tool is really useful for that. So at the start of the level, players can see a little bit less than this, like they are at the bottom, so the camera, I think, or does it? No, yeah, you can see all of this. So when you are in this area, you can see this whole quarter of the park. Here it's similar, so that's good. And I think we could change this area a little bit, because right now, what is the incentive for the players to go this way, right? Here there is a cupboard in this corner, some garbage cans. Here I will place perhaps a neighbor or some items. You want to come here to fight the UFO. Why would you come here? This area, the structure it has right now, is not very inviting, especially because you have the UFO on top of you. But I think perhaps I could change this wall here. Oh, this way. Make this section a little bit more like the left half. You know, this feels like a quarter. This feels like a quarter. Let's give that treatment to this area. Maybe have some goodies there. You can also maybe edit it to your liking, but usually it's best to restart. Yeah, it depends on what you have done in the level. if it's not working quite right, but perhaps you can rework an area and fix it, that's great, but it's not that common. Yeah, if you think, sometimes it's better to restart. And yeah, play some goodies, ammo, put a victim. Any of those will work, but I don't want to just force a player to go there because there is a neighbor. I want the level to let the player know that they can go there. It's, I don't know how to explain this well. It's like the shape you give to certain areas. In my opinion, at least this is how I feel when I play other video games. The looks of an area can invite you to go there, or tell you maybe come back later. And I mean, the level is fairly open, so anything could happen. The players could fight the UFO and go left, or fight the UFO and go up to the library. Perhaps they choose to deal with the UFO later. That's something. This is also something to keep in mind. You cannot assume that the player will do what you want, because I know people that they don't mind the UFO. They just leave it be there. After all, like if you are keeping track of these spawns, you know that the UFO is taking space in memory. So if the UFO is alive, perhaps something else more dangerous won't spawn. That's like it's a very niche way of thinking, but it's a possibility. And so perhaps maybe someone will go to the left and don't deal with the UFO. So I want this area to be open, not just for the fight, but also so it's easy to explore it quickly and then go somewhere else. In a way, I think this will also help avoid backtracking, which doesn't make a lot of sense in a level as open as this one. But in general, if you don't go over the same place many times, I think it's a positive for the level. I always thought that it was too much work to kill the UFO, too time consuming. If you kill it, that's true. If you kill it the way that the developers intended, yeah, it's really tough to kill. But there is this, I think it's a glitch, really. The clowns make the UFO go, well, it makes them get stuck in place. So you can place down a clown, and once the UFO targets it, you can actually kill it in a few seconds. So if you know this trick, the UFO is really easy to deal with. It's more like an obstacle, like a bump in the road, rather than an actual boss fight like the giant baby could be, or even the snakeoids. That's the approach I'm taking here. Like, I know you know this, and I know you are going to do this, but I still want to throw you an UFO and some Martians to mess around with you. I never knew that. Now that you mention it, I don't know how well known this is. I remember I discovered it by accident when I was little, and then I saw that other people did it. Like, I think Sky knows it, Joseph knows it, Zombie of course knows it. Well, most of the people here, I think, have discovered this trick, so in my mind it's like a known thing, but perhaps it's not common knowledge. Zombie says, level 34. Wait, did I read this? No, I don't think I did. I will go there because oh, sorry, I have older messages. Joseph, I will go there because I like exploring new levels. That's right. If you are the kind of person that likes to explore everything, like, there is no issue in terms of the layout, because this you as a player, you are going to explore everything. I have to keep in mind also the people who don't do that, and if I want them to go to one area, or at least let them know that they don't have to go to that area, I need to design around that. Level 34 of Doomsday 2 had a problem like that. The idea I thought of didn't show, but I liked it enough to keep it. Most levels have this issue. I didn't make what I had vision, but it turned out better or bad. Well, that's a happy ending then. Somehow you can one-shot a snakeoid. I just don't know how to directly do it every time. I have only done it twice by accident in Doomsday 2 level 26. I know how to do it, but there is some RNG involved. You have to... Oh god, this is really difficult to explain. If you pay very close attention to the snakeoids, they actually have two attacks. A fast attack, in which they go out, hit you with the directly, and then retract back into the earth. And then they have the slow attack, in which they come out, they wave their tongues around, and then they go back. You have to wait for a slow attack, and then you have to shoot a bazooka diagonally, so it hits the head and the body, and this is where the RNG comes in, because you don't really have a lot of control of how many times the bazooka hits. So most times, if you do this, it's really, really efficient, and you only have to use 2 bazooka shots. Or not even 2, like, you can use one bazooka shot, and then, like, finish it off with 10 squirt gun. But if you are really lucky, you can get it with just 1 bazooka shot. I never knew that. Okay. Oh yeah, the thing about the UFO. No other level somehow. Oh, okay, this is still about the snakeoids. It's faster to use place on Dr. Stone, but you can get his head stuck in the bottom left corner. Very useful for not hit running. Can you always get it stuck in there? Alright folks, keep it up. I'll be going now. Good luck with Doomsday 2 zombie. Okay, so Chromister is going. See you, Chromister. I will send you the level once I get it done. I did it by shooting down into a house tile as soon as this pop out of the explosion. Explosion sprites count as damage. Oh yeah, I think you can also do that. Yeah, now that you mention it, it's like when you shoot Chainsaw Maniac close to a wall. I think it's easy to get that in that scenario, in that situation. Alright, sorry, I'm going to keep building the level. Oh, Control Z. There we go. Okay, this shape I'm liking a little bit better. I could easily fit a victim here, I think. And then I have... what if I do that? No, actually I think I like it a little bit better this way. I can't really say why, I just think it looks a little bit neater. A little bit, you know, more in line with everything else in this area. Okay, I'm going to leave this like that so far, okay? I think it's a decent layout. It's a very simple one. It's just an open area with some trees and decorations and so on. But it fulfills its purpose. Okay, I have the groundskeeper house here, so I can remove that. Garbage cans. I will probably touch some details later, but let's move on now. Another important area of the level is going to be this, the actual daycare. So let's see where the entrance will be. Let's place the actual walls. I will leave that there for a second. Okay, then the bathroom. Bathrooms in this tile set, it's so annoying that you have to place them always in the corner. Like, it's not super annoying, but sometimes it gets in the way, you know. Especially because they have such a weird structure, like they are just one and a half tile, and you have to cover the bottom part. So sometimes they, it's like I wish there were other kind of bathrooms in this in this tile set. Okay, let's see. Important. I like, have a good one, Chromister. Personal preference. I like it. Looks good. Thank you, Piranha Plant. I think it's decent. Maybe it's even a little bit too cluttered. As I've said, I will move. I will go over it later. You can put them anywhere. It's just best to put them where they belong. Yeah. But yeah, important here, the entrance. I could place one, because I'm thinking, okay, I could divide this house, the daycare, in two areas. This area could be like the place with the toys. Where are the toys? Hold on. Tile suggest tool. By the way, this tool, the tile suggest tool, it's like next to removing the monster and item limits. This is the best feature. Like this little tool here saves so much time. It's incredible. So toys around here, but it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have this room. Like thinking from the point of making this structure believable, right? Like think of an actual daycare. You don't really have the kids in one room unsupervised, and then you have here like the teacher's room and whatever else here. So I don't think. Also, if we're talking about kids, one thing I think it would be nice for this level, it's to have a bunch of victims here. Let's say that this is the most difficult part of the level, okay? I have 3 babies here. This room is going to be fairly big with all the toys. And then the Martians, like 2 or 3 Martians. Like you have to come here really fast and save the babies in a second, because the Martians are going to spawn and start babbling 2 or 3 of them perhaps, and then they will come for you, so you will have to be careful not to waste time with finding the entrance and getting bubbled. So okay, I think that's a nice concept. I'm liking that. And like I mentioned before, if the start of the level is a little bit easier, I can afford to make another section a little bit harder, and I think that fits that part. Okay, now I had to be careful with the actual structure, because if this is going to be like a speed run, like a time trial, whatever you want to call it, the entrance to this section has to help with that. Rush them before they rush you. Interesting. Yes, kind of like that. So the babies will get bubbled. You actually have a few seconds to save them, but you have to deal with the Martians. I will have to place the babies in spots where the Martians don't run into them, because I don't want the Martians to instantly kill the babies. I want to actually have this kind of time how do you say, component. Okay, something I realizing, I have the bathroom here. I have to place a bathroom because it's a daycare. Okay, this could be interesting. Let's place the entrance is going to be the toy room. That's what makes sense, right? but it's not going to be like a room in a corner. It's going to be this middle area, like so. Then you have the door to the bathroom here. I will have to place something here for the bathroom, like oh, this is the problems I have with bathrooms in this tile set. Okay, something like so, like that. I will probably change it later, so it's just a placeholder. This one, okay. Okay, I'm thinking. Let's place a corridor here. No, not this one. Okay, that's a little bit too wide, but I need to have the door, right? There is no... Oh! No, hang on. Ah! No, okay, no, yeah, I know. What is the tile? This one. Okay, that's more corridor-like. And then I will have to change it and so on. Okay. Let's place this here. So, a little corridor for the bathroom. This is going to be the toy room. Ah, I know. Okay. A door here for the teacher's room. Is this the tile? The kitchen. Yes, I have to place a kitchen. Again, an issue with this tile set, the kitchens, you have to place them on the top left corner, because these tiles they have a single configuration. So you can do something like this, and then you also have the actual sink. I'm thinking, since I need to fill some space here, and this room is going to need a lot of space, I can actually afford to move the kitchen to this place. It wasn't like that in my school, but that doesn't really matter. It's having the level make sense is more important right now than making it follow the real life school, you know. I can use the school as a base, of course, but then the level has to breathe for itself. Okay, so teacher's room. Might also recommend putting some bookshelves in the teacher's room next to the fireplace. Yes, that is a good idea. And also I will have some, you know, tables and chairs. I mean, there's not a lot to choose from, so the fireplace I'm going to move. I mean, it's a bit weird to have a fireplace at a daycare, but since this is like a room for adults, it's one of the few ways in which I can convey that, I think. There are the rock tiles too. Those ones are going to go here in the kids' room, because, well, racks are soft, so if you visit any daycare, you will see that they don't have hard floors. They have like these kind of, well, maybe racks, but usually it's this kind of, how is it called? Well, it's a soft kind of floor, like it's toy floor made of rubber and this stuff. So I will have the racks around here. Also, I don't want to make this too big, because the house tiles don't really make for, they are not built for making large rooms. And this is something, this is an issue I have run into sometimes. If you make a really big house, you have to make sure that you make different rooms and smaller rooms, because if you have a really big room, it feels really empty because there are very little things, very few things to actually decorate. Padding, that's the word. Thank you, Joseph. Padding. So I can make this a little bit smaller actually. A chair, okay. This here, there are too many chairs. Hold on. Hold on. I can, okay, this is not an issue here. I can place like a cupboard, and that breaks the monotony a little bit better. So this actually is fine. Let's make this room a little bit smaller. Okay, I've got an idea. I can place, where are you? It's like this one. Oh, cupboards. Okay, fair enough. A chair, okay. Let's try to make it feel like a daycare. Okay, I need you to move away, version. Then toys around here. No, I could actually place this, but then this cupboard, you cannot open it. It's so no one gets hurt if they fall, which makes sense to be careful. You're welcome. Some tiles can be annoying with design limits because you can do what you want. Yes, that's the eternal struggle of the ROM hacker. You are limited to the tiles of the actual game. It's also a blessing because, you know, you don't have to do all the design of actually building a tile set, so it has its positives and its negatives. Okay, this cannot be this way. So I have to place a chair here if I want to have the cupboard. Then racks. I have to place the racks and the toys. Then here, some books. That could also work as decoration. I mean, there are children's books, so it makes sense. Okay, I'm noticing something, okay? I'm placing the danger room in here, like the room where the Martians are going to bubble the children. Problem, if you come this way, the Martians are going to spawn, they are going to bubble the babies, and you may then come down here and don't even notice. So I need to restructure this area, okay? I need to move this room into the upper left corner. So if you come this way, okay. Hold on, what did I do? Okay. So if you come this way, you are much more likely to actually explore this space and come here and then actually engage with the Martians and the babies, than to go away and then have 2 or 3 victims killed without even noticing. So the teacher's room. The bathroom has to be here. I don't really have... I could do some weird structure and move the bathroom to this place and then have like a small garden or grass area, but I think the most convenient thing is going to leave this here. Then you are going to move up here. Okay. Oh. Hold on. This was like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so oh my, not that one. 1, 2. Wait. Hold on. Actually, here. This one will do for now. Ah. So I think I will have to move the entrance. I had it here like a placeholder, and it's... look at what happened, okay? I left the door here. It's a placeholder. This wasn't meant to be the final spot for the door. But I kind of forgot, and I started building the house around that. And that has conditioned the way I build the house, so... now it's time to move the door now. Okay. Okay, now I'm liking this a little bit better. This is going to be the playroom. I'm going to remove the walls here so you can go straight ahead. Like before, because I mentioned it makes sense to have, from a believability standpoint, it makes sense to have the playroom next to the entrance. So let's do like this. Now, aha, okay. Now the teacher's room is going to be here. And I'm going to place 2 doors, perhaps. So 1 door, you can go, okay, so the bathroom is where it was, right? The children can go from here. Then there is like a little waiting room, if you wish. And then here is this. Okay, let's move that. Actually, let's make this room more spacious. It will be useful. Then this over there, the rugs, a welcome rug, door. I can move that there, then place a door here, then place a door here, then close this and close. Oh, can place down some clothes. And then I have this area. Okay, it's time to use the trick about guiding the players. Okay, where are the victims? Here. Oh, my bad. There we go. And then we can place some books for decoration. And perhaps some more toys. Okay, I will polish the details later, but I think this structure is much better now. Okay, we no longer have the issue from before. Now, if you come into this structure, it's because you really want to explore what's inside, so you are much more likely to encounter these aliens and the babies. This guy over here is going to guide the players towards the daycare. So if you come from the right, you will see him. Okay, inside here. The problem is, okay, if you make like an U-turn, you go here, here, and here, we could have the same issue as before, that you are focusing on this guy, and then you miss the babies, and they get killed before you can react. So this area is going to get closed. Now you have no other option. You have, if you come here, you deal with this. And I could even make this the teacher's room instead of this, and make this like not the kitchen, because the kitchen won't fit in there. But what could I make here? Some lockers perhaps, although they look a little bit weird when you place them inside the houses, because they have these tiles, and these are used for the together with where are they? This. So the lockers look better when you use them outside. I mean, I think you can use them inside, but especially in corridors, in tight corridors, when you have a tile like this that is meant to connect with something else that doesn't fit, but it only has like this small spot, you can go like this, and then you place the bathroom. And this actually looks really nice because it looks like this is the lockers for the bathroom. You have them inside, but they fit in the context in which they are. This is not the case though. I don't have a tight room here, and I don't think it would look good to make one. I will move this over here though, the actual teacher's room. Okay. Alright, and I will think later what to do with this. We have a free space in this room. I can do anything really except the kitchen because it won't fit, and I will put it some in here to use this space more effectively. Okay, but this area is looking nice. I think this is this we have done already 1/4 of the level and another 1/4 of the level, so I think this is looking good. Sorry, let me check the chat because I haven't read it in a while. What are your least favorite levels to make? Mine are probably fire caves. My favorite tiles are castle, then grass. My least favorite, I remember I talked about this in Sky's server not long ago. I don't remember the exact answer I gave, but fire caves, they are really difficult to work with. You have a very limited amount of tiles, and they connect in strange ways. So fire caves, I love them as a concept, but working with them is actually very difficult, and it's especially difficult to make them interesting, because in the end you can only have a few ways in which you can build fire caves, and it's limiting. It's too limiting. And so those would be my least favorite. And then my favorite, I don't think I really have a favorite. Malls also are a little bit troublesome. Again, they connect the mall tile set is very strange, the way the tiles connect. It's really hard to work with it sometimes. But unlike the fire caves, you can actually get very creative with them all. So it's tough to work with, but it can be really fun. And favorite, I don't think I have a favorite. Any tile set that allows you to be creative, it's fine with me. Could make a storage room. Oh, okay, no, I know what I'm going to do. It's something I had thought before, and I had forgotten, and now I remember. I want this to connect with the library. I want these two buildings to be connected, so this is going to be like a corridor into the library. Let me open up here, so I don't forget again. Well, if you do that, the player can still avoid it together by blowing a hole in the wall. That's fine. If a player wants to... I think in most cases, the player should have the option to make their own way in the levels. I don't see a lot of situations in which it's good for the level to restrict completely where the players want to go. If you want them to follow a very specific path because you have a purpose for that, like maybe you are setting up a trap, maybe you want the players to see something or some part of the level, and then you can play with it, obviously, but unless you have a purpose for blocking the way, I think it's fine that the players can blow up the walls. So if someone wants to skip an area, or not skip an area, but not follow this path and perhaps come through here, that's completely fine. That's why the design in the lost levels was how you saw I made them. Sorry, that's why the design in the lost levels was how you saw I made them a new way, so it wasn't annoying. That's great. It's... I think that's... I mean, if you are having fun playing the levels, then the level is... That's a good level, you know. It doesn't matter how complex it is. It doesn't matter how... If you make something more creative or less creative, or it doesn't matter if you put a lot of new stuff. If the level is enjoyable, that's fine by me. That's I call that a good sorry, a good level. In one level I made a money trail in 101, level 14 I believe, so the players would save the tourist in time. Oh, that's really neat. I like that. You probably had to use a lot of money though. Were the tourists too far away? Okay, let's continue building. Let's go for the library now, since both buildings are connected. It makes sense to continue here. Okay, this I actually have to change. Let's go. I think I can leave some space here. Let's try to make the library not take up all the space. Okay. I can place some walls around here, some what are these called? I forgot. Fences. That's good. That's the word. And okay, I've just noticed the bathroom is going to give me trouble. The important part is having fun, indeed. I don't have fun playing Impossible, especially with the passwords. I mean, Impossible Jam has a very clear objective. I mean, obviously that's also important. It's important to make fun levels if the context of the hack is to make levels fun. If you are looking to make a really challenging hack, it's probable that it's going to be more frustrating than fun most of the time. But the fun there comes from actually overcoming the challenge. So it makes sense that levels may not be as fun there. There was for also tourists and you don't need shoes, but since the hack was meant to be easy, I didn't want players to lose them. But I love the design. It originally was made to be a hard hack, but I made it easier later. I should have removed the passwords in Elite. They are useless, seriously. Well, I mean, they don't hurt anyone, so you can save some effort by leaving them there, you know. Now I have an issue here. Of course, the issue is with the bathroom, because bathrooms in this tileset are quite restrictive. Bathrooms force you to use grass tiles on the right edge, and I want to connect these two areas, so I'm forced to have a grass section here. I'm thinking though, it's not really a problem, because I was planning on having a little grass area here, like maybe a small corner to place a victim or some items or whatever. This corner here is going to turn into a small garden inside between the daycare and the library. So I think it's fine. Let me actually... Well, no, it's not going to be fine because these tiles don't connect that way. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. Yeah, see? I have a problem. Oh man. Hold on. Let me see what can I do here. If I place... Wait. If I... Okay, BF. Let's say another BF. Then I'm going to close this. Whatever. Let's go this route. Aha. I can do that. The library now is going to extend all the way here. I mean, I can place the door, yes. And then this wall. Ah, okay. Okay, I see the solution now. I see the solution. I have to remove this wall. I think... It's going to change the structure of this area in a notable way. What else do I have here? I mean, that doesn't work. That's cut off. And you can get through there. None of this work. I mean, I could do this. It looks like us. So I won't do it, but that's a possibility. Haha. I think I have no other option. If I want to have these two things connected, I need to remove this wall in some way. Like, I could do this. Where is it? Oh. Oh, hold on. This is not the right tile. Is it? No, it wasn't. Okay. But then it's kind of pointless to have this door here. I mean... Nah, the kitchen doesn't work here. It would be lovely to have the kitchen here, but the tiles don't allow for that. Ha. Oh. I mean, I could move the bathroom somewhere else, but then I have the problem that what do I put in here that makes sense? Perhaps I could make a small lunch, like, you know, small room for resting. I have to move the chimney then, the fireplace here, and that goes there. Like, this could be just a small buffer room. That could work. And then there is... Okay, this I can actually fill with bookcases. Not as many as this, but just as a concept. Let's close this section. Okay, here we go. Not like that. Ooh, I actually want to wall off the level. Ooh, I forgot that the houses don't like to close off around here. Yeah, they force you to do something like this, which always looks a little bit weird for me. Like, what is this random corner doing here, you know? I will leave it like this for now, but that's something that may probably change, actually. Hold on. Can I? This and that. The thing about bookcases that is really cool. They don't actually show the wall here, so you can use them as the edge of a wall, and then you can do something like this, and it's like a lone bookshelf. I mean, it's always going to look. You need to put some other things together so it makes sense in the room, you know. But if, for example, I wanted to have a wall here, the bookshelves actually work like this. This is really nice. The original game does this at some point, I'm pretty sure. Maybe level 27, I think, I'm not sure. Okay, look. I can decorate the library with things like this. Okay. So... oh. Let's say that I place a couple of these. Martians are going to be trouble in this area. If I place Martians here, you will have to... this is going to be a real shooting range. I probably want to make this area a little bit more open. Like so. I can make a corner there. Okay, this one's fine. Then let's play some asymmetry in here so it doesn't look very... okay. And here I'm going to place somewhere to sit and learn and read. Perfect. So a small reading area. I can place victim here, perhaps victim number 1 or something like that. What else can I place in a library? Okay, the chairs. Which one looks better? The kitchen sink. Okay, let's read chat. I've done this many times. I thought this works. Could put books in place of the door. You mean this door? No, but I want players to have access here. I will place something in this place. Like perhaps a little... I could place some garbage cans, perhaps. Or also around here. Perhaps a little tree or a bench to sit on and have some fresh air, you know, something like that. This area is... it should be easy to decorate. That's not an issue. As much as I would love to stay, I need a little more sleep, man. This level is looking really good and I can't wait to play. Okay, Joseph, I don't know if you've gone already, but have some rest. The stream, I think YouTube saves the streams, so if you want to catch up later, you will probably find the video in here. See ya. Okay. I will finish decorating this area. I think it's looking fine. I will finish decorating it later. I don't want to get into the details because that's actually sometimes that takes more time than building the actual layout. Alright. Now I could also make an entrance here, and I think it wouldn't bother this area, because if you come this way you also find this. Perhaps I could make it so if you come from one direction it's much easier to save the babies in time, and if you come from the other it's much harder. And yeah, this is also a straight line, so we don't have the problem of getting the babies in trouble and then going away without realizing. So it's probably, and also placing a door here is going to make the level much more open, because otherwise you would have to either blow up here or go all the way here. So a door around this area it's a great idea. Perhaps not in this exact spot, but there will be a door here for sure. Now let's go with the kitchen, since I'm working with buildings. Oh, you know what? I've had an idea. Oh, I know what I'm going to do here. Okay, the kitchen, right? Let's play the kitchen things. Let's make actually a large kitchen. I mean, it's going to look a little bit weird because kitchens look a bit wonky in this game, but the entrance is going to be there. For example, a bathroom would make sense. It would make a lot of sense, but I have the same issue as always, that bathrooms don't like to cooperate. What if whoa. Okay. I'm thinking of making some standalone bathrooms, like that I could place somewhere where they don't bother, they aren't in the way, you know. Something like this, but then I have to place. I'm experimenting right now. Sorry if I speak, if I mumble, you know. Then like so. Yeah, no, this is too small. It will have to go like that, like so. Then you get oh, this is looking awful. Something like that. And then again. Oh, bathrooms are such a hassle sometimes. And where do I put this? Assuming I use this structure, which I'm most likely not, where can I fit it that it makes sense to have it there and it's not in the way? I mean, here also. No, it's too big for this spot, I think. No, but I want to have a bathroom near the kitchen. I remember I talked to Joseph K a while ago about this. It's one of the things that makes your levels feel more polished is to build them in ways that make sense. Like if you stop to think about the way they are built, they could be a real place. Obviously, not all levels. Pyramid levels are always going to be more fantastic. But a place like a neighborhood, if you make houses with their little bathrooms and their kitchens and rooms that make sense, I think that may that is better for this kind of levels. That makes a positive impact. Okay, then let's focus on the important then. This is an older comment I left that when you were fixing the wall issue to the left. Ah, okay. Hey, you could make each one accessible through different ends. One from the top and one from the bottom. That could be, yeah. Like this. The problem is I don't like this structure in general. I think... one second, please. I will be away for 1 minute. And I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Okay. Any new comments? Oh, where is the chat? Here it is. Okay, nothing new so far. Okay, so let's continue. I'm going to leave this here for now, but it's going to go at some point surely. I'm going to try to finish building the kitchen. What I can actually do is move this here. I need these guys to go away again. Welcome back. Thank you, Azeriak. I can do it. Okay, this is looking better actually. like so. Can I? Nope. Although I can recycle this section. Okay, I think I found a place to put this. I think I made something similar for another level, but I don't remember. I would prefer not to repeat structures. Also, I'm going to move it a little bit lower, so it's on the edge of the screen. There we go. And oh, okay, I have to place fences here, that's fine. And down here. Okay, so this section that I mentioned before, we have kind of a wildcard here. Let's see what I place later. We have found a purpose for it, the kitchen and the bathrooms, and this section here also now I have the perfect use for it. Something it just came to my mind a second ago. So okay, let's wall off here before I forget. And now down here, like so. Okay, so 2 bathrooms in the kitchen. So 1 kitchen area, 2 kitchen. Can I make this a little bit bigger? Perhaps like so. These tiles are very kitchen-like, kind of like the bathroom. But I don't think I can make them fit and have them look good. Ha. Okay, let's think for a second. Let's place this, a door perhaps, that in there. No, it's very similar to this. I don't want to have that again. Huh. What about? Okay, hold on. No, this corridor is too tight. Nah. But I can place. I mean, that wouldn't make sense, right? A fireplace in the kitchen, like. Perhaps it's like a wood oven, one of those old-timey ovens to make roast and stuff. But I don't think that idea is going to be conveyed well, you know. Nah, I need something else for this. I mean, I'm really keen on having like 3 sets of kitchens. Like it's a large daycare, so they need to make a lot of food for all the kids. I mean, this could work, but it looks cut off. Not very fond of that. I mean, the alternative is to have just a breakable wall. But it doesn't look too very good with that. Ah, okay. Okay, hold on. I had forgotten about this tile. Do the items get stuck here if you open with this tile there? I'm not sure. But this should work better. And maybe now I can move everything a little bit to the left and have the door here. Okay. I think that's a decent size for the kitchens. The thing is, I can remove this now. Let's place the actual walls. There's technically an open space here, but in this level it shouldn't matter. An oven from the olden days. Yeah, that's the oven I was talking about indeed. And now I have this section here to place benches, like it's a lunch area. I can place the benches and the pot plants. The good thing here is that the Martians can shoot over these things, so this is going to be like a battleground, and I think that's going to be really neat. A bookshelf for recipes. That's kind of neat, yeah. But I have changed the structure now. I mean, if I were to keep the previous structure, I think that could work. A bookshelf for recipes. That's a neat idea, but I think I'm going to keep it like this because it's smaller and I have more room to build this section now. Okay, here I'm going to place garbage cans because if you haven't noticed, the kitchens produce a lot of garbage, so I'm going to place something like this. Then they get stuck pretty much anywhere if you open it to the far right. Oh, the cabinets. I think there is a lot of delay now. I'm just reading. Hold on. I've touched something and I think I messed it up. Okay, I think there is a lot of delay in either in the stream or in the chat because I'm reading Zombie. I'm reading your messages now about the kitchen, and that was like 5 minutes ago. Let me check real quick. Is the stream alright? I mean, yeah, YouTube says everything is okay. Hold on, give me a second. I have to check that it's still working. I don't know if I have messed something up. Okay, I think it's working, yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Let's continue. So, some garbage cans around here. I can probably place some fences to wall off this area. I have the road here. That's unfortunate, because if it were at this height, it would fit really, really well. But then I don't have space for the door. That's bad news. Ooh. Okay. I mean, I guess I would have to remove this section here. Let's try that just in case. So the door, and then a cupboard, like that. I'm not sure if I like that. Then here I can just open and place the garbage cans and whatnot. So on, so, okay. Decisions. Could just be my signal. I don't know. I've checked the stream on my cell phone and I didn't see the delay. So I'm not sure if... I think there is not so much delay now. Because that message got through pretty quick. I mean, it works better this way for the level. I don't really need to have like the large kitchen, to be honest. Although perhaps I could make like so. This door here. Yeah, but then I have the same issue as before. This space is too tight. Doesn't look good. I think you can get through, but I don't like how it looks. I mean, and down here it's the same, yeah. Maybe I could make the kitchen longer, wider, but then I don't have a lot of space for the trash cans. I think I'm just going to do like this and leave it like that. That way I have the fences here in the proper spot and the kitchen it's a decent size. Couple of kitchens, well, a large kitchen, 2 bathrooms. If I place that, that would be the recipe book, perhaps. Nah, but again, I have this tight corridor here. Okay, I'm going to leave it like this for now. The shape is the correct one, I think, and the size is fine too. I will polish the details later. Let's continue to this section, okay? Now this is going to be the lunch area, so I need benches, probably planter boxes to use. This is, like I've mentioned before, this is going to be the battleground of the level, so I want planter boxes, so you can't use them as shields. Okay, they are large and have a huge hitbox, so they work really well like that. And then the benches will get in the way, and then you will have to shoot over them like the Martians. Okay, what's the best way to go about this? Okay, so one planter box here, so you are not immediately under fire. The benches need to be close to the kitchen. Wait. I cannot place too many of them either, because then they take too much space. I need to think of the planter boxes too. Okay, wait. Something like that, perhaps. I mean, it's looking a little bit too symmetrical. but it's going. It's the right idea, I think. Aha. Hold on. Something like that. And then I can place some more trees around here and so on. And okay, I can actually decorate a little bit now. Like so. Perhaps some of... Not this one. What is the other tile? Ah, yes, 8B. Ah. The fountain. That's pretty neat. Okay. This could work. Some trees around. It makes sense to have some trees here in the lunch area. I don't think I can fit now. I mean, I could remove one of the benches. Nah, no. I think I'm going to keep the symmetry here. So this planter box here. I mean, I like that you are not immediately in danger, but the planter box perhaps is not the best in this spot. Could play some more of these. Whoa. I guess it makes the most sense to have more trees around here. I don't think I can place any of them here, but maybe some planter boxes, yeah. What else do I have for decoration? I have some garbage here. And another one there, so it's close to the... not going to put any sandboxes. Yes, but I'm going to move them to this area. This is going to be the play area now. I originally intended to have it here. But since this is now the lunch area, and like the battleground, like I explained before, there will be plenty of Martians around here. This is now going to have the sandboxes, and perhaps 1 or 2 trampolines. You know, things that fit the playground. Wepa. Remove that. What can I place here to use as a shield? Okay, this is going to come here. Maybe put one in the park or above it under the library. Yes, that's what I meant. I'm going to place them under the library now. In fact, let's place them now, so I don't forget. 1 trampoline and a sandbox. So now I have the reminder there, because I know I can forget about these things. But I'm trying to think here, because okay, this tree fits here. It can block the Martians, so it's not like an immediate attack from this corridor, from this road. I would like to have another one here. And I'm thinking perhaps more garbage could work. What else? I don't want to place barrels in this level. The tombstones don't make sense either. I mean, perhaps these things have a hitbox, but it's too small. What's the hitbox? Too small and too close to the bottom to... I mean, a planter box would be perfect. But it looks a little bit out of place here, right? I mean, over here it kind of makes sense. Oh, hold on. There we go. Some more garbage. Okay, I can place that later. Ah, what can I place? What can I place? I mean, I could have a trampoline. I'm not sure if you can get stuck here. I think if you jump down to the right, you get soft locked in this wall. No, a trampoline is not a good idea. It also feels a little bit out of place. What do I have here? This doesn't have a hitbox, like a very tiny one, and you can shoot over it, so... This looks really ugly. Difficult choice. I mean, I guess... Oh, Control C. The hitbox is not that big either, but it's what fits best in this area, I think. I'm just going to try to place a bunch of trees here. Okay, you know what? I will think about this later because I'm getting stuck in a small detail. I'm going to place the planter box just to remind myself. And let's work with this area. It's the last one in the level. So once I finish building this small space, this playground, the level will be in a beta phase. Okay, then I will have to polish the details, add the decorations, but the layout will be pretty close to finished. Okay, so sandboxes and trampolines. These ones are dangerous. I have to be careful with these soft locks. In fact, I think if you jump from this distance up here, you get stuck in this wall. So if I want to have trampolines, I need to place them here. If I place one, it's in the way. I don't like... I mean, it could be cool to jump inside the teacher's room and so on, but not from this angle, because here this is like a small corridor. It looks very, very out of place. Around here, maybe you could jump here, you could jump here. I think you get stuck here and here. I will have to test it. Okay, this one is a maybe. It's another option for getting inside the house. You have the library entrance, the main entrance, and then you can get like in the middle through here. And I will, if I place this here, I have to be careful with the doors because I don't want to get the players stuck. Also, okay, yeah, you can go through there. That's a maybe. Okay, now again I need to move you guys. Go there. And sandboxes, they look, I don't like how they look when they are this close to the wall. So, but this is a really cool corner for the sandboxes. Like this is the sandbox corner, and I cannot place trampolines here, so the sandboxes have to be there. Now that's a good spot. I could make something like that, perhaps. Like one big, large sandbox. Though I don't know if I like how it looks. This corner is just... You know what? I was thinking of hiding the dollar in this area. Like perhaps do like this, right? Like so. Actually, I need to change these walls. There we go. This one here. That one over there. And then this one is B. No. BF. Okay. Here, there. And nah, that's just placed a corner. I will decorate with this here later. Okay. So yeah, I was thinking of maybe moving this over here and have the dollar, make this solid and have the dollar here, but I think I did this in either level 23 or the old level 12, I think. I mean, it's a pretty obvious spot. That's fine, not all hiding spots have to be super hard, but it's a little bit too obvious, perhaps. Okay. You mentioned details, which reminds me, what do you think about making it to where the mummies open the coffins with the color of the palette? I think it's a neat change, but it takes some time. Changing palettes, it's always quite a bit of work. But if you are working with custom palettes and you can make the sprites match the palettes, that would be really cool. If the colors are similar, like in pyramid levels, like, hold on, level 41, right? Well, the color of the sprite is made to match the color of the sarcophagus here in the pyramid level, in the pyramid palette. But in the mines, no, not the mines. What is it? The caves, I think. Level 26. Yeah, here in the dark beach, the sarcophagus is not the same color as the sprite, but it's close enough that it looks good. Now, if you want to make it to put mummies in something like here, which the tombs are green, it looks really off of place. I mean, a green sarcophagus don't make a lot of sense to begin with. But if you make a palette with a cool looking sarcophagus and you can make the mummies fit it, that would be great. Okay, so yeah, this section. Let's see if I can make it a little bit quick so you guys can go because it's been 3 hours already. Oh my. I think, okay, it's going to look a little bit better if the sandboxes are a little bit apart, not too far away, not like so. Although like this in a diagonal is not too bad either. I'm going to close this. I will find another spot for the dollar. I think there are some... I think I have an idea of where I can place the dollar. It's okay, it's gonna be... Maybe it's a little bit rough in that spot. I will check later. Something like so. Maybe... Nah. I actually have presets. Copy and paste. One for dark or bright sprites, and then add the colors you need and you are done. Oh, that's really cool. When I made these palettes, the Spring Day and Spring Night, well, I made Spring Day first, and then in version 1.1 I think I made the Spring Night, and I don't have a preset because I haven't made that many palettes, but I did something like you mentioned, like I took the original and make it a little bit darker, you make it a little bit darker, and also you shift the colors towards blue, because if you take a palette and you only make it darker, it doesn't look like nighttime really. It looks like there is less light. You actually have to shift the colors towards blue. That blue tint, obviously just a little bit, you don't want to make everything super blue, but that small tint of blue is what makes things look like nighttime. And if you take a look at the normal palette in this tile set and then at the night palette, that's pretty much what it happens. The greens are shifted towards blue. It's a little bit darker, but it's also bluish. If you look at the colors closely, you will notice that they are a tint of blue. They are not just a dark green and a dark and grays and so on. Oh, wrong palette. There we go. Okay. So I was thinking... I'm just moving the sandboxes around, and none of the configurations are really telling me anything. Like, this doesn't look too bad, like a huge sandbox, but I think it needs a little bit more space. The fact that it's a perfect square shape, when you place it so close to other straight lines and straight walls, it kind of looks like, I don't know, like everything is too straight and too square. I don't like the appearance, but I like the large sandbox on itself. Perhaps Okay, hold on. I mean, maybe if I have the trampoline here, right? You could jump to the sandboxes from the... Like, does that make sense? I don't know. To be honest, the best spot, it feels like it's here. Like, this corner is asking to have sandboxes. Even if it looks like it takes a little bit too much space, I think I'm going to leave it here for now. And place another kind of decoration. These tiles, nah, that's way too much square, too many squares. A bench here, perhaps a tree. I mean, trees are great for filler. And then a couple of trampolines also. Oh yeah, I cannot place it there. I could put one in there. This, something like that. There is a little bit of cut-off here, but I think most people don't notice it. It's kind of acceptable. And then let's try with some more trees. Ah, hold on. I think you could jump into the planter box now. Oh, you know what? Okay. Okay, that's a little bit more interesting, I think. Maybe I should edit the palettes I've made. Then as I just darken them, but they do look good fading as well. I mean, if they look good, then that's a job well done. But now this spot, it feels even more cluttered. I mean, adding trees doesn't help. I'm just... This area... I know what I want to do here, but I'm having trouble making it look right. Nah. Okay, I have the place with the UFO here. There are the meteorites. I could place a couple more here, but I think that's going to clutter the level too much. So this could be like the landing area, like if we were thinking of the level as the story it tells, which is just a thought experiment. It's not something that has any impact on the players or anything, but something fun to think about. Let's think of the story that this level tells, okay? This would be the landing site of the Martians. We have the meteorites or the eggs they have launched, the scorch marks, and you have the UFO, so which it makes sense to have it here. Then if you exit the park, you have the lunch area and the kitchen, and here what could I place? No, I think this area is fine. Yeah, so it's like the Martians are invading from this direction, just like you are coming from here. Yeah, okay, never mind, I'm just talking nonsense. Like so. Oh. Well, I could place. Hold on. I'm not pressing control. Ah, here we go. That there. That there. Not there. Yeah, here it fills in the way. And now also here. What about? Yeah, I'm just. Oh, I really want to have the sandboxes because it makes sense in a level like this. I just none of these apes convince me. I mean, imagine leaving it like this, just a giant, a giant space of sand. Oh, not that one. A bench here. Like this could be the better option, I think. A bench to sit, a couple of sandboxes with the trees, so there's a little bit of decoration. Then these planter boxes here, making like a small corridor towards the library. So much sand is turning into a desert level. At this rate, it might, yeah. Imagine making a level just like so. I mean, I know a couple of people who would try. It could be, it can work. You never know. Okay, this here, I think it's fine. I will probably make some adjustments later. Maybe I will rebuild this whole area. Like I had to rebuild this one, so that's no issue. I like the planter boxes here, like so. Problem is, I feel like they are going to pigeonhole the players into the library, and I don't want it. That's how it feels right now. I don't want that effect. I want the players to have an equal chance of going this way or that way, or even here. Oh. I mean, it's easy to tell that there is something else here, and it's, if you've been around here, you know it's the corner of the level, so it's just a quick check. So these planter boxes have to go. I don't like the effect they are making. I would love to see that work. I mean, if you could edit the conveyors from the ball tile set into this sand and make it so it's like quicksand or something like that, that could be an interesting concept. But yeah, that's a little bit complicated. You know, actually I like it this better without the planter boxes. Not only because you have more free space. It makes the area feel less cluttered. And if I have a trampoline there, I could place a second one here. This one is not even for sure, because I think you can get stuck. I mean, I could remove this, to be honest. I could, if I make this or that, it's a little bit empty, but I could move stuff around because this area is not final either. It has a good general shape, but I will change some of the details. Forget Pyramid of Fear, we have Sandbox of Fear. Okay, I'm going to leave this like so for now. It needs a little bit more of work, but I like this part, and here I just need to add a little bit of decoration. You know what issue? I think the issue I have is that I'm using the this tile 6A. This tile, it's like it's a grass tile that doesn't have any actual grass, like any long grass. If you take a look at what is it, A7, you can see there are some taller grass blades. Also, no, not this one. A7, there are like 4 tiles. 6A. 4D, like some small plants. And this one, which is a mix of everything. Something that I pay attention to is I try to place these things around the level, so the floor, the ground, doesn't feel so even. Because believe it or not, having all the grass be like this, I think even if it is subconsciously, it makes the level feel more flat. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's just flat grass. If you start putting these things in your level, like in places that make sense, this noise that the grass creates actually makes the level feel less empty, and you don't need to place so much stuff, especially if you have a large area. Like, imagine something like this, but without all the stuff in the middle. You can place less trees, and that's something I will do here later. There aren't that many trees in the middle, but if I start placing grass, the place starts to feel actually more developed. I think that's the word I'm looking for. It helps with the aesthetics, and this actually is something really, really small, but I think it does a lot for the levels. And maybe making some small changes and then placing some grass so it looks better. I think that I can take this area, I can consider it finished. Let me undo this because I don't want to remove this yet. I have to check that you actually get stuck. I'm pretty sure you do. I'm pretty sure you do. But just in case. And I think with that, the level is playable. Well, not actually. Obviously, I have to put the neighbors in their places and the monsters. Frankenstein, you can go. And the items, but the layout, okay. That placing the victims, well, placing the victims is not hard, because while I build levels, I take notes mentally of where I'm going to place them. So, like I mentioned before, here, okay, this is going to actually take quite a few victims. If I place 3, that's 30% of the victims. This one has to be here. And then I think one will be here. There will be probably a couple around this area. I think I won't place any more victims where you fight the UFO. I think. But the kitchen will have another one. Where are the others? Control A. Oh, here is 1. And here is 7. Obviously in the library. This is a very nice spot for a victim. And I think I won't place one here because the garbage cans, they are a reward on themselves. Like if you come here, you have all of these to loot, so you don't need to place. I don't need to place a victim there. And the last one, either it's going to be around here in this section, maybe inside here. I will have to place these guys in better position so they are better distributed. And then this one I can play with this one. I can place it over here. Like I could place a trampoline girl. I don't think I have many. Or maybe around here. Also this one can also move freely. I think the best spot could be here. Because the Martian is not too close. But I could place him in any corner and then place some items in this place. But something like this. Again, the positions are not final, and obviously I will have to change. I said I wanted all babies here. Alright, so I cannot have a trampoline girl. Although it could make sense. I want to have all babies so I can use the 10 of a kind bonus. But the trampoline girl is actually a child, right? So it would fit really well in here. Okay, I will think about that. I can probably put the bonus in another level. And then the monsters, but... okay, let me check chat. Sounds interesting, but I don't see how that would work. Oh, sorry, no, hold on. I wonder how hard it would be to make a patch to fix getting stuck from the trampoline. I think it could just disable jumping directions that would get you stuck. The problem with the jumping is not so much the direction itself, I think, but the place where you land. Because you can jump in any direction and not get stuck. The problem is when there is a wall, like if you land right in the middle of a solid tile, that's when you get stuck. So you have to be careful, not with where you jump, but with what you place in the near the trampolines. So disabling the directions, I think that wouldn't work, because it's a matter of the layout of the level. What you could do, perhaps, one possibility I'm thinking, is make the jumps slightly shorter, because if the player would land slightly closer to the trampoline, let's say, for example, okay, here is a classic setup that gets you stuck. Okay, this one. If you jump from here to here, you land right here, and that gets you stuck. If you fell just a little bit closer, you wouldn't get stuck. And I think this is the situation for 90% of the softlocks. I meant disable jumping up from that trampoline. If that direction would get you stuck. Oh! Okay, I get you, yeah. Problem is, the game already does that, but in the situations that gets you softlocked, that protection doesn't work. I was doing some testing. I did some testing a while ago with the trampolines, and I think the game gets you stuck if you fall right, like, not if you were to fall right on top of a solid tile, or in the middle of two solid tiles, then the game doesn't let you jump. if you fall between a solid tile and a walkable tile, that gets you stuck. So the game has that protection, but it doesn't work well because it has trouble with those edge cases where you are in the middle of solid and not solid. So it's a little bit difficult. The best solution is just to be careful. Like, it's also quite limiting, obviously, because maybe you want to place a trampoline in a place that would be really, really cool or really useful for going from one place to the other. But there is one spot in which you cannot really change it and you get stuck. So you have to remove the trampoline or change a lot of other things. But in general, unless you are doing a level in which you feature a lot, but I'm like a lot of trampolines, normally it's not an issue. Actually, I'm going to show you guys one level I made. It's not for this hack. It's a level I made for another hack. It's not released yet. I think it's on hold, but it should be fine if I show you this level. It's an absolute abomination, by the way. Don't get scared. Give me just a second. And after that, I think we can count this level as finished in a way. I think. Oh, Silver. Hello, Silver. Sorry, I was talking and I didn't notice you joined. Welcome. The level is almost done, but the stream will be archived. So if you want to check it out or maybe watch some parts, you will be able a little bit later. Let me check the chat in a second. Okay, so this is about the trampolines. Trampolines? No, trampolines, right? You can disable jumping. Yes, that's what I meant. That sometimes it has that protection. Yeah, it would be neat to see that and would take away having to redesign levels because of that. Yeah, that would be cool, indeed. Some tiles are solid on the outside, but not in the middle. So maybe the game doesn't tell some tiles because of that. Yes, that's a classic example in which you get stuck also. And I hope you are doing well, Silver. I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Okay, so sorry. Let me show you the level I was talking about. This level is centered about trampolines. It's like I told you, it's absolutely awful. Okay. I'm looking for it. Give me just a second. I think it's here. Okay, I'm not going to show you the finished level. I'm going to show you the beta version. It doesn't change that much. I think I changed the palette from one type to the other, and I placed the enemies in the level. So the beta will actually be more useful to see the trampolines in action. Alright, let me just... There we go. This beauty of a level. Can you see it well? I mean, I don't even remember the correct path. So, it's that bad. I think it's a little bit cut off. You cannot see the bottom very well. Hold on. Okay, we'll move it. Okay, like so. You can see most of it there. So this level, the point of it is, I feel like I've seen this before. Not from me. I don't think I've ever shared this level. Yes, no, yes, you have probably seen it. Because the person who is making the hack, to which this level belongs, I know he asked you for help, so I mean, I don't know if they want to reveal any details or something, so I'm being vague on purpose, sorry. But yeah, you have seen this level, yeah. But yeah, look at this terrible level. And it's meant to be painful. It works a little bit different from normal levels. And that's also something that you will have to play the hack to discover. But the idea is not... It's fairly simple. You have to find your way towards the victims. All of them are in the top right corner. And that's about it. You have to jump, find the correct path, and reach the victims. If you make a mistake... okay, I was talking about this level because I had to be really careful with it, so the players would not get stuck. Sometimes you can see that the corners are a little bit strange, like there are weird shapes and corners and things like that, and that's because I had to test this level many times to make sure that you couldn't get stuck anywhere. And it works. You cannot get stuck in any place. If you choose the wrong path, you are forced to jump to the outer part of the level, and then you have to restart. You need to run back to the beginning and try another path. So it's it's quite the abomination. And keep in mind that this is the beta. The enemies are not in here yet. So I had to place the enemies, which are pretty tough and incredibly annoying in this level. And I also had to place decoration and make sure that you couldn't get stuck with the decoration. So this level was a doozy to make. It's a doozy to play, I think. It's quite the beast, I think. And I really don't remember the correct path. I made it months ago, so it's not that strange, but I mean, I think it's quite telling. It was interesting to build it because it's not the type of level that I normally build. It doesn't follow, I have these guidelines that I think I talked about them in the developer commentary again. It was 2 years ago, so I don't even remember what I said. But I have like this kind of guidelines that I like to follow to make levels that are consistent within themselves and with each other. Obviously, I don't always follow all the guidelines. Sometimes, for some levels, I make exceptions if I want to achieve a special effect or something like that. But that's the general idea. And this level, that it follows very little of that. I don't know. I like it just of how horrible it is. I had to test for hours in Elite level 11. I don't know level 11 by memory, but knowing how Elite is, I mean, it's no surprise you had to test for hours. Okay, guys, so let me put the Necrofy back. So this is the level in general. As I said, it's not a very complex level. It's fairly straightforward, but I think we have managed to make some interesting things for it. And I think I'm going to call it a night. It's actually almost 9 in the afternoon, so I will have to go have dinner. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was interesting to watch. I hope my setup is not the best. I tested it quite a bit before the stream, and I hope the noise wasn't too much. I know there's some background noise and stuff. But for what I tested, it was okay. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Perhaps you learned something useful. I haven't made that tour of Necrofy in the end, but it's been out for a couple of weeks, so I imagine most of you are already familiar with it. I know. I mean, you have seen the ASM patches. Oh, there's also the where is it? Oh yeah, the run from level. This has been streamlined, so it works with all emulators now. Previously, in the old editor, it only worked with BSNES. So I don't know. It's the old editor, but so much better, and it's going to get better if I'm not mistaken. So it's a fantastic editor. And I think that's about it. It was great to see your presence. Thanks for Steam. No, thank you guys for coming. It was really fun. Also, hopefully it's not too hard to understand me. I don't speak in English too often, unfortunately. And that's about it. So, again, thank you and goodbye. Have a good Sunday. End stream. Bye bye.